Okay, and welcome back to the channel for the second video of the week. Second video of the week, 2 videos in 1 week. That's pretty good going. However, we have got some transfer news to get into because there's been some big news gone on a few hours ago, roughly, I'd say it was. And also there's other topics I'd like to get into too that have happened maybe in the days beforehand. But the big news that's happened in the past hour is Kalvin Phillips has a deal agreed to go to Manchester City. Like I said on yesterday's video, he was gonna go. To be honest, I don't think the price is that bad. It's been stated and quoted from it's above 40 million up to possibly 50 million in that range, which is not bad considering his injury record. He gets injured nearly every season near on, and it's quite a bad one usually. He's older, so some of the comparisons are happening between him and Declan Rice. I personally think Declan Rice is the better player. He's younger and he also gets injured a lot less. But he's agreed a deal today, yesterday. But based on the players that we brought in already, I'm sure we wouldn't be reluctant to bring in a player in to replace him of good quality and as soon as possible before the Australian tour coming up soon in I think a few months, maybe less. But we're going to bring probably players in to replace him. I'd hope so. Otherwise, we've only got one holding midfielder in Mark Rocker, and he's not really the type of battling, strong, hard midfielder that we need. We need someone strong and tough to go next to Mark Rocker, because Mark Rocker's more of a ball-playing midfielder. He's very good on the ball, can find a pass very easily, and he can work through the possessions very well. There have been a few other things, possibly about a replacement for Rafinha, or just another player we bring in for Rafinha if he goes, because you never know, it might just be a few players to come in considering the fee that we've been asking for. Arsenal put in a bid a few days ago. It was rejected, as most first bids are. It's usually quite a low ball bid, just to see if you can get them for a lower price, but it was rejected. It was said to be only about 30 million. But you'd hope that they'd be able to put in more bids that go up higher than that. And Leeds have said that they're only going to accept a bid of 65 million and above, which is really nice to hear. We're sticking to our guns and getting the money that we deserve for him and that he really deserves to go for, because he is a world-class player, really. He should be playing at the top of the Premier League. Some could argue Arsenal aren't at the top, but to be honest, do I really care whether Arsenal are at the top? They might be next season, who knows, but as long as we get the price for our man, then I'm not really that bothered, to be quite honest with you. We've been linked with some players. Cody Gakpo has been one of the players that I've seen that we've shown interest in. That's kind of the player that we bring in if Rafinha does go. That would be our replacement, so to speak. And they would come in. I think we've been linked with a few other players. When I say linked, it just means we've shown interest in, and usually that happens you get about at least 50 players from loads of different sources. You think how many newspaper sources and online sources that you can find that just link you with whatever random player comes up and hope it's a valuable link, a viable link. Happens every season with most teams, to be honest. We've also been looking at a more experienced goalkeeper to help Ian Meslier in goal. I think we definitely need that, and he struggled without that last season. There were some set pieces that he could have definitely saved with better positioning, and the wall was not set up right in some situations. I link back to the Cornet free kick against Burnley at home, and the James Ward-Prowse free kick at home against Southampton towards the end of the season was also maybe more of a savable free kick if he just had his positioning a bit better. But Phil Hayes said we are possibly looking in to bring in an experienced goalkeeper, or there's kind of hopings that we would do so. Especially from myself, I hope we would bring one in as well. I think that would just be an easy acquisition. There's probably tons of experienced guys that are just sat there not doing anything at the moment. Just bring one in and get in behind Neil Melier, and just he can come in every now and then when he needs a bit of support, if you know what I mean. That's kind of the idea that I would get with an experienced goalkeeper. The worry at the moment is the lack of left back talk that we are involved in. There is really none. There's been one player, that is Wagner from the MLS, and that's all that's shown up in it. That has just gone ever since. And we haven't looked for anyone since, and it looks like we might be going with Junior Firpo to start a left back for the next season, which is worrying to some maybe. He had a bad season last season. He was injured quite a few times throughout the season. That's kind of it seemed like a bit of a trademark of Bielsa's system with the murder ball and that. Jesse said it, I don't know whether, I'm not going to say it's true, but that's for another topic probably. But he looks like he's going to be starting next season. Maybe he develops more next season and works in a different system, or a better system for him, possibly. Because he doesn't seem to really get that far up, although maybe in his Betis days he was getting up and down the pitch, more of a wing back really. But we'll see how that goes. We do need a possible striker. All this laugh about Daniel Sturridge on Twitter is a good watch, but seriously, we do need a striker, and it's worrying the amount of reports you're seeing about a striker, and there's been nothing materialised at the moment. It is slightly worrying to hear. But I would assume we bring in another striker, especially if we're going to play the 4-2-2 system, which obviously includes 2 strikers. I can't see us playing both Bamford and Gelhardt up front, especially as we didn't play him last season. Gelhardt, he was kind of like 3rd choice, maybe even 4th choice at times. He kind of just came in if we really needed him. And I think he deserves to play more. He's a quality striker, a quality young striker. I wouldn't say he's a quality striker as of yet. He needs to maybe still work on his striking work. He's more of he'll drop deep and get the ball, but you don't see him propping up into the box like Bamford does, which is he's more of a goal-scoring poacher kind of striker, which is what a lot of strikers are, apart from the very few that you see, like Harry Kane. He's kind of like he kind of goes everywhere, to be honest. Sometimes you see him defending for Tottenham, but that's kind of the gist of what I've seen so far. The transfer window, other than the players we've signed, it's kind of been all just kind of smoke and no fire at the moment. But yeah, it's been a good start, a very good start. We just kind of need to keep that momentum going. I think more so this week might be about the outgoings though, since Kalvin Phillips has been gone, and that Arsenal bid earlier in the week and kind of maybe over the last weekend. But that's really the roundup of the day. Not much today, more just interest in players, and obviously the big news that Kalvin Phillips' deal has been agreed with Manchester City. Let me know what you think of the price that we've asked for Man City and that they have accepted, and let me know what you think of Kalvin Phillips going in the whole, because he's a big player. We won't lie, he's a big player in our system, in our team, in everything. And he has been for a while. He's been one of the fan favourites at the club, and obviously a Leeds boy. So it's going to be interesting to see how next season goes without him. But let me know what you think of him departing the club. Let me know what you think in the comments below. What you think about some of the interest we've had in players. Whether you think they'd be good acquisitions. Whether you think we'd actually sign any of them, because I think some of them may be good acquisitions that we could bring in, and maybe they would make a difference and be a decent Rafinha replacement. But anyway, that's all for the transfer news. That's all for today. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully I will see you in a video tomorrow. At the moment it kind of depends what goes on really. If there's no news, there's no point in me making a video about nothing new that you haven't already heard or seen about. But thank you for watching, and I'll hopefully